What's good, YouTube? I'm back with another video. Before I get into this video, I know I said I'm going to stay away from this drama, but a lot of my supporters and a lot of people did reach out to me on Instagram telling me continue doing what I'm doing. If I started my channel talking about this family, continue talking about it to the very end. I'm like, yeah, you right. I don't feel bad for discussing the things. All I'm doing is pointing out a lot of stuff that a lot of people don't see. So let's jump right into this video. As we already know, CJ ended up telling Royalty he want her to pay him, and I feel like CJ is playing a nasty, dirty game. You know why? Because the kids been in Royalty primary care for 3 months, right? He haven't been paying her to help her support the kids. So why he feel like if he ever get full custody that Royalty should be paying him? That's you, CJ. You wrong, because you have not given this girl no money to financially support your kids for 3 months. And let's talk about the full custody situation. CJ feel like he could get full custody of the kids because Royalty had this big old fight and everybody was exposing it online. Now, during that fight, Royalty did fall into the bait. I feel like they set her up and she fell to it. But at the end of the day, Royalty can defend herself, and she got an explanation why she behaved that way. First off, she already was receiving backlash and hate in the media because CJ told the world that she set him up to get him killed or robbed in that home invasion. So she already was getting negative energy and negative messages from the media. So that's already was her mental and her emotions already was outraged. And when they made that video and they're talking about how the way the kids was conceived, it made her snap. So she reacted to that situation. Even after the fight, CJ even put out a blog and say, "This is not how Royalty act. I never seen her act this way. Somebody maybe gave her bad drugs or she on something." That's when the drug allegation came out because of that video. Now, in that video, CJ said, "I never seen her act this way." So the word never seen act, this mean this not her normal behavior pattern, right? So when he do bring that up to court and try to use that fight against Royalty to make her seem like she's a bad mom, not really, because you just said you never seen her act this way. This one incident doesn't make her a bad mom. Royalty could defend herself, say, yeah, I acted out of rage and I acted out of character. This is not my normal behavior. She could use that, but a lot of people keep saying, oh, but she put Jalea and Leon in danger. Now, if they gonna say Royalty put Jalea and Leon in danger because she brought her kids to a fight, let's talk about the time where CJ pulled out his gun with Kamari sitting in the back seat because a man said some racial things towards him. He put Kamari's life in great danger. What if that man would have pulled out his firearm and shot all in the car? CJ has a behavioral pattern too. Now, he's not as perfect as y'all think. He has a case where he put his own child in danger and his child went to CPS. That's public records. He got arrested for that. So if he gonna bring up that fight with Royalty, Royalty need to bring up that case when he put his own child in danger. See, this the nasty game CJ want to play. He lived his life on the media, everything already exposed, and Nike even reacted to the situation and said that yes, her child was in the back seat when CJ pulled out the gun, and her child did get put in CPS. That's what goes on when you famous and you blog everything and y'all put everything on the internet. Nothing on the internet never get deleted. And let's talk about CJ behavior, his anger. He has a lot. CJ got a temper. Nobody not perfect. Everybody thinks CJ is perfect guy. He does no wrong. But if you go into court and you trying to fight for your kids, they bring up and dig up everything from your past because they trying to do things what's best for the kids' interest. And what if they bring up the video where CJ was acting so aggressively towards Royalty over a prank? Now, y'all look how he behaving. He's so mad over some shoes. Look how he was shaking her. Look how he threw her. Look like he was choking her too. Now, a lot of y'all might say, oh, it's a prank. If y'all watch the video, Royalty could show this video in court. He did not know it was a prank until the end, but still his behavior, how the way he acted out of rage. CJ, if you want to drag Royalty in court, you got to prepare yourself to fight hard. Like, you want to bring up her dirt, but you did more dirt than her. Come on, look how aggressive you is towards her. And not only that, you also mentioned that you got PTSD. Now, PTSD is nothing to play with. Now, when people have PTSD, any sound that bring them back to their trauma, they will have a bad reaction. Now, he even mentioned in one of the videos where he said the worker's ladder had failed and it sounded like a gunshot sound, right? He said he reached and grabbed his firearm. Now, for instance, the kids at CJ house, they playing with the kids. Little CJ like, hey, there you catch the ball. The ball mistakenly hit the wall. Now, when the ball hit the walls, CJ PTSD kick in. He thinking it's a gunshot sound. You never know what can happen. He already said he pulled out his firearm when the ladder dropped. What if he pulled out his firearm with any sound that bring him back to his trauma? I'm not saying CJ will harm his kids on purpose, but people with PTSD, you have to be very careful with them, because anything that will bring them back to their trauma, they will have a reaction to it. I have an uncle who came out the army. I don't care, it been like over 20 years, he still suffer from PTSD. And when CJ already admitted that in his video that he has it, so he will have to go through a mental evaluation. Now, CJ already admitted that he has bad judgment. And when I say that, remember the video when he put out that he tried to make Royalty look bad and say Royalty and her kids was mistreating Kamari, and he used to whisper in Kamari ear, hey baby, it'll be okay, I'll go take you shopping. So right there, you telling the judge, you even told the world that you allowed this family to allegedly mistreat your child, right? Because you love them so much that you didn't want to break up with them. Now, you go to court with Royalty. Royalty could bring up that situation of you having bad judgment. She could say, I don't want Lexi around my kids because I don't feel like my kids will be safe around Lexi. CJ could say, oh, I won't let nobody harm my kids. You crazy. But you just admitted that you allowed somebody to emotionally hurt your child because you didn't want to leave that relationship. Now, I don't know if CJ is the smartest person in the room, but he got to be careful with what he be saying in these blogs. Now, it already left his mouth. He already posted it. It already been screen recorded. He could take it down all he wants to. It's done. The evidence already there. You said these things. All these things in the video I mentioned, he said those things in his blog. Now, when you go to court and this may be the longest video I ever made, because I feel like it's unnecessary to take this girl to court to fight for full custody. You said you wanted your kids, you want to have 50-50. You've been screaming that throughout the entire situation with Royalty. You said, I want my kids 50-50. You put that in the video. Now you said that she has to pay you child support. If you go look at Vegas law, joint custody parents does not have to pay child support. Now, a lot of people saying that CJ gonna bring up the fact that little CJ had a black eye, and he gonna say that Royalty did it. But when CJ mentioned that black eye that little CJ had, he said little CJ play rough. CJ know that Royalty ain't black, that's baby eye. He going based off what the media saying and his family saying to use against Royalty. Because I know for a fact he ain't fighting for joint custody if he telling her, you gonna be paying me child support. You only pay child support if the kids is in your primary custody, you have them full time or you have the majority of the time. Now, he dragging her to court because he feel like he have a lot of stuff to use against her. Like, that's what I'm saying. You have to be careful of the videos you post on social media, because you never know who is screenshotting or who watching it and sending this man stuff to use against you. Now, a lot of people was accusing Royalty of losing herself or losing her mind because she has a face tattoo. And a lot of people saying she losing her mind because she's smoking vape pens. And not only that, the court doesn't care about Rico. The court doesn't care about Lexi. They don't care about none of their background or what they do. They only concerned about Royalty, CJ, and the twins. Now, if they gonna step in court, I hope everybody dot their I's and cross their T's, because this is a serious game to be playing. I don't feel that a mother should be getting her kids taken away from her because the daddy want to be spiteful and petty. You always say you want to join custody. I know a lot of people say, oh, but Royalty took the kids away from CJ. She took the kids away from CJ because it was best for the kids' interest, because the man stated that he got PTSD. That's Royalty excuse right there. Why would I want my kids in a house where this man is not mentally stable? He's not mentally capable of watching two twins right now. They make a lot of noise. CJ, anything could interrupt his PTSD. So her keeping her kids away from CJ until he mentally healed from his home invasion, because it's so new, The judge won't even hold that against royalty. Let's be real. Let's be honest. The home invasion happened January 12th. It was too new. It's only April 1st right now. So you meant to tell me January 12th to April 1st, this man is fully healed and he mentally capable of caring for 2 kids. Y'all gotta understand he was crippled for like 6 weeks. So from January 12th plus the 6 additional weeks he was crippled, he couldn't care for those twins. So him using that against court against royalty, saying that she withheld my kids from Christmas to now, the judge could say, sir, you just got shot January 12th. You've been going in and out of the hospital fighting infections in your legs. You don't think she did the right thing by keeping the kids in her care while you fully healed mentally and physically? CJ don't think like that. So him bringing her to court says she took the kids away from him for 3 months would not rule in his favor because she did it for the kids' best interest. But y'all leave it coming and y'all tell me what y'all think.